Ryan Hodge, your broker owner at the realty firm, and Sandra Tavares and I have been selling real estate here in London for nearly 20 years. This is my market update for you for the month of April, and we are now May 4th. It is hard to believe, and things are really moving along. But is real estate really moving? I get that question a lot. What's going on in the market? I'll share. Sandra and I and our members of the realty firm here in London, Ontario, have been extremely active through the month of April. But there are some key performance indicators of the market that everybody should have great knowledge on if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing, or even building new construction in the month. So the London and St. Thomas Association of Realtors has just released their stats. I got them today, and as always, I want to keep you in the know first and foremost as to what's actually happening. So in April, 638 homes changed hands via the multiple listing service. So you might have had some private sales and things like that are selling as well. So that was down 6.6% compared to April 2025. But there was an increase of 52 more units sold over the previous month. Now, my belief in that regard is that, there's going to be more units month after month, and what I think is a little bit of a delayed spring market. I mean, heck, I'm in a jacket today and it's May 4th because it's still a little bit chilly out. We need this really, really, robust spring weather to really pick things up. Inventory remains at a historically high level with 5 months of inventory recorded in April. Plenty of options for prospective buyers, and it's reflected in the sale to new listings ratio, which was 36%. So I have been saying it all year long in London and St. Thomas, just like last year, and I believe this year, about 1 in 3 homes are selling. So, that's really scary. I know a lot of people are wondering if their London, Ontario home is actually going to sell or not. What it indicates is that, according to the Canadian Real Estate Association, a sales to new listings ratio below 45% indicates the signs of a buyer's market. So in a seller's market, I share, not every single home sells, okay? In fact, I'm going to guesstimate that about 2/3 of homes in the hot market were actually selling, even though we hear all over the media that everything is selling. That's not the case. Average sale price was $618,665 in April, which is down almost $10,000. In March, our average was $627,112. So if you're looking at a home that is an average price point, that just dropped $10,000. Noticeable month-over-month gains, though, in average sales price happened in St. Thomas, with an average price up over $20,000 from $584,000 and change that came up from $562,000 the previous month, along with an increase, which is a substantial increase, in Strathroy Caradoc. From March 2026, the average sale price there was $598,408. Back in April, we went over $60,000 to an average sale price in Strathroy Caradoc for $656,869. That is a really, really great indicator if you live in Strathroy and are thinking about selling. Maybe not so much if you're thinking about buying there. Bank of Canada had a mortgage rate announcement, held its key interest rate for the 4th consecutive time since December 2025. So whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking to downsize, navigating through the marketplace is certainly important. Here's what I always share about rates, okay? Don't marry the rate, marry the lifestyle. Rates can always fluctuate. We are in a historically normal rate scenario right now. The rates that we saw in that hot market where they dropped to just over 2%, that is almost nearly non-existent if you look at the history of real estate in London, Ontario. So when we're in and around that 5-6% mark, that is typically what it can be like. And I believe that it is a great time to buy. I think it's a great time to look at what you can do, whether you're even investing, if you're finding the right investments, because there's some real duds out there too right now. Let's look at the average sale price in the different areas. London East, average sale price, $450,000. $793. I want to share with you that I'm listing one for $74,900 that is a way above average house, 201 Giles Street, 2-bedroom, mint condition, immaculate backyard, huge shop and parking that will be coming on the pipeline by the time this market update hits. So if that's something of interest, reach out to me. London North, we saw a average price $714,889. London South, $626,840, and Middlesex Center, $849,725. So those outskirts, some of the areas are really doing very, very well. When you look at the dynamic with what is happening, and the changes is certainly going up in terms of some of the markets. What we do see is a decrease in townhouses and apartments. And I believe that condos right now are a really, really tough sell. We've seen that in a lot of the locations that we have listings. We are selling them, but condos are really, really sitting from what I've seen across the board. So according to, when you look at the element of what's going on in London and St. Thomas and our area, stats are stats. I always look at what it is that your plans are for real estate being the most important factor, okay? You see an average sale price that has been sitting just over the 600,000 mark for quite some time now, okay? It's been a few years since we hit that record-setting number over 800,000, which we touched on once. What we also look at is days on the market are reasonable. I mean, my list of sale times under 30 days. If you look at a board average, it's somewhere between 30 and 60 days. You know that homes are going to be moving. You know that interest rates have held 4 times in a row. Is that going to change in 2026 at all? Lots of speculation, but nobody can say. So what is it that you want your lifestyle to look like? And does real estate have an impact on that? Or are you prepared to make a plan to move? Because I do think that there's huge opportunities right now. One, if you are upsizing, so if you're going from maybe a first house or a second house and you're going into that upsize, great time. Pricing has come down. We're seeing pricing come down again. You might not earn as much on your current sale if you're upsizing into a next property, but you're going to make it up and then some on the new property. If you are a first-time home buyer, hey, rates are pretty decent. If you have a down payment, or if you're looking at some of the options that might be available with the City of London for a first-time buyer, if you're looking at some of the dynamics with new construction and this HST rebate, I mean, these are huge, huge opportunities if you're buying a property. And so taking a look at these things and looking at, it's a great time to buy in what's called a buyer's market. Number 2, I believe that it is also a great time to sell. And here's why. In any market, after you see a record-setting pace and you see that there are properties that are now sitting, so we have lots of inventory, if you follow a proven process in terms of having that property promoted the right way, doing different things than what a lot of agents do, like really focusing on a true marketing plan with a person that knows about marketing. Not saying it has to be me, but I own a software company and we market differently than anybody in the entire province. Number 2, if your product shows well, or if there's not a lot of objections to it, there's not going to be big hiccups with the product, your home, then we just come down to pricing. If you know that you want to make a move and you know that there's a lot of competition out there, it's time to get in the game. Okay, but we need to be competitive when it comes to pricing. So if you're taking a look at deep market research, not your average agent that's just going to come in and talk about the house that's sold down the street, or even worse, what's listed, because it doesn't matter. Anybody can put their house up for sale for whatever they want. But looking at deep market research, showing you what the trends are, taking multiple approaches to value, like the assessed approach, your purchase plus appreciation minus depreciation and contribution approach, square footage approach, maybe an appraisal. Because there's so many different approaches that a good agent will take. And if you can identify and pinpoint really good, strong pricing, you can beat your competition. And I'm going to suggest get a really, really good price for the sale of your home in this market. Because it's not just about these stats, it's about what you do with them and how to use them to your advantage to position yourself in this market with the right tactics, the right strategy, and the right way to go about it, that you can make an even more successful move in some cases. And I think that it's a great time, depending on what your real estate plans are. I hope that you find this information useful. I'm going to continue to update you every single month this year with market updates, the tactics, the strategies, anything and everything you need to know about how to purchase, how to sell, how to invest, or how to build in terms of new construction. If you like this content, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And as always, if you need anything at all, just reach out to Sandra or myself. You can reach us at 519-601-1160 or hop online and visit us at www.ryanandsandra.ca. I hope you have an amazing month of May. I hope that the weather gets better, especially as we head towards the long weekend. And by all means, anything that you need real estate wise, we are here to serve and support you.